right, button has been pressed. The light has turned green. We are all set and ready to go for another Super Robot Sundays here on Sound Goblin Gaming as we continue our playthrough of Super Robot Wars 30. I'm, as always, Bograt.
I'm Shiv.
I'm Hunter Green.
And I'm Vincent.
Krampus is a little under the weather, so won't be joining us today, but we're going to go ahead and get started here.
Yep.
Got a side mission to do,
Yeah. It was the movie. Sarah, we finished the series last time. That makes sense.
Rude.
Just start and just let those three deal with the entire map. And close to everyone having max level at least.
Yep. Not gonna lie, I had considered between streams just doing a bunch of front missions and doing that cycle to get everyone maxed out as well, so we could stop worrying about it. But
Yeah.
Super Robot Wars Y exists, so
Yeah.
Yep.
no. I don't have any time to play 30 right now. Even if I play 30, I mean load up a front mission, load units into it, and press start.
Yeah.
I'm on a tight timeline to finish Y.
Bad timeline to finish. Why?
Well, yeah, because I've got to finish Y and then finish Chrono Gear in time for Digimon Time Stranger to come out.
I'm on a kind of strict one of myself, but mine's not until the 30th with tactics.
Yeah, mine is technically 2 games by October 2nd, but Chrono Gear probably isn't that long.
I don't even think I've heard of that one.
It's a Hollow Indie fan game. Action platformer.
Or well, weapons have minor differences from one squad to another. Why are you telling me this now?
Yeah, it's like I mean, that is actually a kind of interesting note that I don't think we ever did bring up. But at the same time, it's like this is like the second to last mission where Wolgru are even terribly relevant. Like they do continue to show up as units, but we're basically, like you said, done with that storyline essentially. Like, yes, it's not a thing that is ever really pointed out until I guess just now. But yes, the different colors of Wolgru do actually mean different things.
I just thought they were the squads of different goddess.
They are, but that actually does have mechanical differences.
Yeah, like, I didn't know the mechanical differences for that tip. Thanks.
It is the same thing in Y, actually.
That would explain why some can take a hit easier than others. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Basically, every different variant of them has one stat that is slightly higher and one stat that is slightly lower, essentially. So.
Yeah. Never exactly remember how wings will work. Oh, there we go.
You have to say, as I've been progressing through Y, it does continue the time-honored Super Robot War tradition of the narrative of some missions not really fitting the reality. Some of the relic missions, they're like, oh wow, this one has like a multiple lines of enemies trying to block your way to the back, and also a defensive formation around the one that's like on the relic, and I'm like, yeah, that wouldn't matter if the Lunadrock didn't have 20 movement and also the Pierce Spirit, which just ignores support defend. It's like, oh no, boom. Sorry, was there a dude there?
Literally on that mission right now.
Yeah, it's like they make it like act like it's a problem. I promise you, it is not a problem. One where it's like, oh, we need to take out this one guy in a single attack. You can use support attacks. I was like, okay, cool.
You can't.
Ju-
You don't need to.
Well, just about every unit I really regularly use has second attack and a fairly decent skill. So it's like, they're just going to support attack themselves. I do have to say, and we'll get into it obviously more when we're doing our actual playthrough of Y, but I do like at least conceptually, the relic missions in Chapter 5, the ones that you've just gotten to there, Hunter.
Yeah.
Insofar that they are, in fact, okay, we're going to combine 2 of the normal relic mission challenges. As mentioned, in some instances, this doesn't actually significantly increase the challenge rating of it, but at least conceptually interesting, where they're like, oh, well, you've already done all these things in the various different relic missions. Now we're going to, like, the next logical progression for difficulty is combining 2 of them at once. It's sort of the FF14 boss mechanic stack, you know?
Okay, there, more plot.
An awful strong word for anything involving Majestic Prince.
Just plot. I've seen things I would define even less as that. And,
Not tough.
no.
Like, Majestic Prince has a plot. It's not particularly interesting or good, but it has a plot.
Also not particularly bad
No,
or
it's-
awful.
No, it's just
fairly
it's
mid.
it's mid road.
just- yeah, that's
It's pretty mid.
yeah. That's pretty much it sums up the whole series. It's pretty mid.
Which, like, to me, honestly, I'd rather take a bad series than a mid one. Like, I would rather have Cross Ange than Majestic Prince, because at least I can get angry at Cross Ange.
It's fair.
While I understand that conceptually, I think I'd rather have Majestic Prince than Cross Ange.
Could be worse. In the wake of Y releasing, I've seen a bunch of people clamoring for brain powered.
I believe I will say the proper thing of, okay, but why?
That's not even the worst one I saw, although the worst one I saw was very clearly and intentionally an absolute shitpost.
Huh.
Like last week, Bandai Namco actually put out the survey thing as well for people to, weigh in and, hey, like, what's your opinions on Super Robot Wars, blah, 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 blah. And one of the questions on it was obviously, like, what are some of the series you would like to see in there? And one of the people I follow on Blue Sky, she was very obviously shitposting about it, but was like, hey, guys, if we all band together, we can get Genlock in the next Super Robot Wars game. Said nobody ever.
As far as the Cross Ange Majestic Prince debate, I would also take Cross Ange over Majestic Prince. A, because be angry at the series, and B, at least the characters have more of a personality than a one-note. I'm super interested in guys. I'm super interested in girls. I make overly sugary cakes.
No, he pretends to be super interested in girls. He's really super interested in guns.
But yeah, like that's.
There's at least personalities to the Cross Ange characters. We don't have to deal with.
Yes, at least two of them.
We don't have to deal with as much of the plot.
Also, hey, you can tell the Cross Ange characters apart because they don't all have the same fucking face. Like, can't get confused in a game that has both Majestic Prince and Seed and be like, which series is this person from?
If I'm going to have two completely different series that I'm going to ignore one way or the other, I think I have to boil that down to Mechs, and I'd actually give that advantage to Majestic Prince, though.
That's true.
Hey, Shin's actually really good.
Yeah, Shin is actually quite an enjoyable character in Y.
B, I hate that having watched both series, there was a character that popped up, and I'm like,
wait, is that from Seed? Is that from
Seed
Seed or is that from Majestic? Yeah, no, you can't tell because it's literally the exact same fucking art style. And I mean, I will say this as somebody who is a fan of, like, Fist of the North Star, another mangaka who literally can draw two men. And, like, one of my favorite mangaka of all time is Leiji Matsumoto, wherein I dare you to fucking tell the difference between Harlock, Minato Yuki, and, like, the dude from Cosmo Warrior Zero, aside from the fact that Harlock has a fucking eye patch. Like, they're literally the same. Like, I get it. I do. But at the same time, it's like, at least those characters have personalities, whereas literally nobody between Seed and, like, between the entire series of Seed, Seed Destiny, Seed Freedom, and Majestic Prince, there are 4 personalities. Not even repeating. There's like 4 actual personalities, and then everyone else is a wood block with the same face carved into it.
It's not fair. 3 of those personalities are coming from Majestic Prince.
House.
Yep. Yeah, I recognize that just as soon as that's why I was turning it off there. But yeah. But yeah, so I put my survey in, suggested many things for series I would like to see.
2 of mine were Gundam. Specifically just the rest of G-Witch and G.
Like, those just feel like they're guaranteed at a certain point.
2 of mine were also Gundam. One of them was G-Cux, the other one was Walpurgis.
Yes.
God damn, I wish I could go back in that edit.
I also did the obvious one, Bang Brave, Bang Bravern.
Yep,
Yeah,
same
of
here.
course.
I said more Common Rider, specifically Heisei or Reiwa era.
I mean, the fact that they've been doing Walpurgis stuff in Eternal
Yeah.
is like, you actually want to recognize the series
You're,
exists?
you're like eyeballing it, like kind of
Twice.
squinting a little.
Yeah, because they've done the Tatami now too.
Yeah, you're gonna say we can do the 2 nickels meme for it.
It was just like, here's our critical event, or critical engagement. It's the armored overrun. Like, what?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't acknowledge Walpurgis exists.
Like, I'm gonna be honest, like, in Y, spoilers, Shirako's around.
Yeah, fucking God.
Like, literally, like, when Shirako showed up, it elicited an forced, oh, god damn it, for me, like, when he showed up. Okay? If it had been the main character from Walpurgis
Walpurgis?
instead, I would have been hype as fuck.
Yeah. In general, I would like them to do more of the like side story stuff in SRW instead of just like mainline C or AU.
Yeah, I mean, the side story stuff, or just like in general, a lot of the like other like kind of manga stuff. Like, I don't necessarily like side story games. I can kind of get why they maybe don't want to do that, and also I do get it on some level because they want to leave something to G-Gen to be sort of G-Gen's thing as well. But it is like they pretty regularly have, you know, Crossbone and related stuff in SRW games. And admittedly, like, understandable, Crossbone is like on a different tier of popularity as far as actual like UC like manga stuff goes. Basically stuff that is UC but has never gotten an anime. Like, Crossbone is like just an absolute like degree of significance higher than anything else that exists. So I get it. The only thing that even comes relatively fucking close is Sentinel, and that's a huge rights
That's a huge
nightmare.
rights
So
issue. Yeah.
it's understandable.
Like, I imagine they can figure the rights thing out. We have Sentinel showing up as all those
So
other
the only time they've ever had, because there has been Sentinel stuff in SRW, but basically what they do is the only time that Sentinel stuff is ever in there, it is specifically unit only because the whole rights thing being
Is the story.
Bandai Namco has the rights to the units from Sentinel. They do not have the rights to the story of Sentinel because you know, Sentinel was basically made in the like magazine that was all about like Gunpla and like customizing Gunpla and stuff like that. So all the units were made using Gunpla, meaning they have the rights to that, but the story was an original story written for that magazine. So they have no rights over the story whatsoever.
Yeah.
So like they could do units in SRW, but they couldn't technically even do characters.
Do they not do characters?
They don't own the characters.
Haven't they had
And
characters in
every time they do them in
G-Gen?
G-Gen, they actually pay for the rights to them.
Fair enough.
Like they would have to pay for the rights if they wanted the characters as well. So it would be this awkward thing, and it's just like, again, it's something that makes more sense to do for G-Gen, a game that is dedicated to Gundam, to at least do that a little bit. But yeah, so it's like Crossbone is way out there, way ahead of everything, which is why it pretty regularly shows up. But again, it would be nice and interesting. And then obviously we get a bunch of like MMSV stuff and MSVV, like all that kind of stuff almost always shows up. And like why am I blanking on the name of it? The alternate CCA stuff. Beltorch's Children and Drifter. I don't remember the full title of that one off the top of my head right now. But yeah, you know, we pretty regularly get like the Nightingale and the Hainu, which are not actually anime canon technically.
Yeah, the alpha.
Yeah, we get stuff like that all the time. But like, yeah, it would be nice to see some of the stuff that is decently popular, but not like peak popularity, actually show up. So stuff like Walpurgis is actually surprisingly popular in Japan. despite being an extremely bizarre side story. It'd be really interesting to see like a Cold Seal in SRW. I think it would be fascinating, fucking insane, if you had a Cold Seal and Witch from Mercury in the same series. Because like that's like a fucking gimme, right? Like immediately, it's like, oh, they're rival schools. Like
Yeah. That works perfectly fine for them. What's some other reason? Gundam.
yeah, Moon Gundam would be really solid.
Remember the actual series?
Oh, but technically there were 3 Gundams, well, asterisk 3 Gundams that I put in there because I did do G-Cux, I did do Valpurgis. I also said literally any of the build series.
Oh yeah, absolutely, 100%.
Build fighters, build
I
fighters
would take a
try, build divers.
Any of the build stuff in a heartbeat.
Any of it in an absolute second. Especially because, again, it would be fucking fantastic to have Domon and the dude who is clearly Domon's student. They just never say that it's Domon.
Talking about unnamed teacher who
Trained him in the Guyana Highlands. Taught him the fucking style of the undefeated of the East.
and is a very similar silhouette, but it could be anyone. Like, I think it would be great if we get that, then we get like a game that has Ramba Rawl and Mr. Rawl. Like you could do stuff like with the way like the current game
Or,
goes.
or alternatively, it doesn't even necessarily have Mr. Raw, but like has like the build universe stuff, like somehow get transported into the main like whatever universe is going on that has like the mainline UC, and Ron Baral is just there and he's just confused as shit. The kid's just like,
Mr. Rawl.
what the fuck?
Like you give like the side character stuff be like assists like they have in this game.
Yeah.
It'd be easy enough to explain, like, hey, when they got pulled into this world, the weird system they use to do their fights turns their gunpla into full-size things they fight with.
Yep.
No, they are very clearly giants in this world. Everything else is Gunpla size.
Everything else. Then we can also involve the gunpla mafia.
I mean, conversely, you get Danazanon involved, and the kaiju just makes the fucking shit big.
Yeah, Kaiju's
Yeah.
use the same system the Kaiju do to make their mechas big.
I do have some issues with Danazanon stuff and why, but we'll get to that when we're playing it.
Kind of curious what your issues are, but we'll see when we get there.
It primarily balances out. I mean, I'll go a little bit into it. We'll talk more in depth about it and kind of debate it, I guess, more when we actually get there. The fact that they essentially give you access to a really good unit, except that it by the nature of how that unit forms, it has to be good enough to account for being 2 units, and it just isn't.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, Kaiser Grid Knight is not worth fielding both Grid Knight and Danazanon and then losing one of them to have a single really good unit, because it is not significantly better than just Danazanon on his own.
yeah, I was gonna say
It is not
than
better.
Grid Knight.
It is better than Grid Knight. It is not, and it is better than Danazanon. It is not enough better than Danazanon to justify not just having another unit on the field.
Yeah, like it's 10% better than just Nazanon.
And it just annoys me because, like, we've got precedent within these ones. I mean, granted, admittedly, I understand because of the way that, you know, that whole thing works. But it's like, we have precedent within these series for things like, you know, the Braves, when they have, like, the combinations. It's like Final Galgai Gar. It's literally, you know, the combination of a shit ton of units. We just get it as a separate unit we can just field outright.
It would. Yeah, I was gonna say it would be better if we.
It would
could
be
just
absolutely
field.
no. It would absolutely be one of my main ones. I would never not field it if it were a thing that I could just field outright and not have to field both of them and then trigger it. Because also, like, let's be honest, there's a morale requirement. No, there fucking isn't.
I was gonna say, is there?
Yeah,
I don't
well,
know.
there is.
Everyone's always up near full
Yeah,
morale.
some things have morale equivalents. And then Domon shows up in the field, immediately triggers cards. So on and so forth for every
Yeah.
ability.
I spammed the B button when I field stuff just to skip all those animations.
Hey,
Yeah,
look,
it's
Children
like-
of Getter.
Yeah, it's like every time I fucking open a thing, it's like, okay, seed,
Shin's creaming in his pants again.
yeah, seed, chosen children of Getter, biosensor.
That is the only one that's not triggering for me. Chosen Children Together.
It is a higher requirement.
It is higher. I think it's. I
It's
think
like
that,
1.
Is it a combined
And
one?
I think they all need the right amount of.
Yeah,
Okay,
they
'cause
also
I've
Yes.
only put it on Takuma, so.
yes, they
Yeah.
do all need it.
Okay, I can get the triggering.
Yeah, that was one of the first things I did was max out Fighter Spirit on all 3 of them.
It's all like the power parts and the other like on sortie stuff apply to main pilot.
Main pilot, yeah.
But not sub pilots.
The power part actually applies to all the sub-pilots.
Specifically because they all are. All 3 technically are main pilots.
Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, if you have a power part that boosts morale, will boost it for all of them. And sub-pilots don't normally have morale. That's the other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They get it specifically because they
Because
are
they are
they are
pilots.
technically all 3 are main pilots. Depending on which form you switch to. But yeah, like that is a thing. But it's just like, yeah, there is a significant issue with Kaiser Grid Knight because it's an amazingly good unit. It's just not better enough than just based in Azanon to merit fielding an extra unit for the purposes of combining the 2 of them.
And it's not a case like because you had to field both in X. X was the one that had Gurren Lagann.
Yes, sounds right.
But you had to field both Gurren Lagann and the ship to do the combination to get dudes super or to get a tank and top
Yes.
and Gurren Lagann. But like, it's a ship.
Yeah, it's a warship.
You need one of those, honestly. This isn't really You're not
Yeah.
using a warship as a main unit 'cause it's not the
Yeah,
Yamato.
it wasn't taking up an actual unit slot.
It's not taking up
Yeah.
an actual unit slot to do this, and you're gonna do it because it's so over the top powerful.
That's the other thing too is the upgrade from Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann
to being able to do the super tank and
to
top
super
Gurren
Tengen
Lagann,
Toppa.
which is like
Yeah,
you're gonna
it
do
is
it.
it is a massive enough boost that even if the ship were a unit slot rather than a
You'd
warship
still
slot,
do it.
it would still be worth it. In this
Yeah.
instance, it's just
Yeah,
not.
it'd be nice to have the ability to do like a similar like a part option swap thing. Of like,
Yes, absolutely.
Deploy in this mode and just doesn't let you field the other one if they want to be a required combination.
Yeah,
Sure, who'd have put that on? It's got the hyper generator, and it's like, I've got a few units that eat through all their energy. Dead. Damn it. I forget, is the Majestic Prince movie and why?
No.
Okay, good.
No,
no, I
that's
think it's just base Majestic Prince.
Yeah.
The watch is not that long.
Yeah.
Hey, watch the series.
No, I'm just.
Yeah. Probably give
It's also very funny. Again, we'll get to it in our playthrough of why, but Suletta is an earnest fan of Izuru's manga.
I love her so much. Like, I already love her from the show. Her use in Y is fantastic.
Yes, the inclusion of Witch for Mercury stuff in Y is really great, and also the fact that it is only season 1 and they essentially are doing a fully original like
Post season 1 story.
post season 1 story gives me hope that maybe it won't be nearly as bad as season 2 of Witch for Mercury ended up being.
There were aspects of
Mercury's
I have
fine,
significant
but-
disagreements with the direction they took the story that I think are just genuinely fucking stupid.
Such as
I think I know the plot point he doesn't like.
Such as literally your older sister is the fucking Gundam. It's
Yep.
dumb. It is 100%
I mean, that
fucking
was
dumb.
obvious well before season 2 started.
Yes, I know, but it's still fucking stupid. Yeah, that one does lead directly into
the next
the second part.
Yep. Alright, so. Didn't do it because we don't even have ship upgrades.
Nope.
Means of Awakening. Hey, when I awaken James.
Also, we're just in general getting interesting character interactions with Witch from Mercury people, which will lead to, which cannot possibly not lead to interesting things.
I also like Suletta trying to bug Hero about his relationship with Reina.
That's very funny. The one thing that I'm looking forward to how it all shakes out is Gwael being Domon's disciple.
Yes.
Domon taking quote unquote Bob under his wing.
Oh, it's so good.
There is no way this possibly doesn't end up fucking amazing.
I mean, training under Domon made Shin a likable character.
At least mostly due to the fact that Shin hates training under Domon.
But he does push Domon to actually find his center, so...
Yeah. I do also like that, obviously, again, like, spoilers, frankly, probably to fucking no one, because it's the way it always goes. All these sort of evil organizations and villain groups of the various series essentially joining up to be part of, like, the main villain group. And you have the fucking dude from Seed there, except, like, he's shown up in, like, 2 cutscenes and is of no actual significance.
That's not.
I'm here representing Logos. We don't care. Shut up.
That's not that different. Actual Seed Destiny.
Well, no, but my point is like there have been other times, like in other instances where Seed is in a game, like they do actually have like, Durandal's fucking shit up, or like, oh, you're dealing, like, oh, Zaft is there. Like, this one is literally like, he's in like 2 cutscenes. He has like 2 lines, and the only other time it's relevant is with somebody being like, yeah, well, he just handed over humanity, so he's fucked. And everyone else was like, yeah, he's fucked. We don't like him, dude. Like, he's an ass.
It's like, this changed absolutely none of our opinions of him. Finding out he's alive means we now intend to kill him.
Yes. Although, strangely enough, of all the villains they could use from Seed Destiny, he's strangely, probably the best one in the sense that he is a fucking cartoon character.
Yes.
I am evil.
Which gives him more of a personality than practically anyone else in that show.
I'm also mildly worried because of where I am in the course of the story in Y. And I do know that Y is not actually that long all told.
Mm-hmm.
And there are some plot elements that have sort of come up and then been absent for the past, 15 hours.
I think I know one of the ones you're talking about. And I know that it comes up for the end, only because I've watched this series. It's not present at all in Chapter 3. Chapter 4.
Maria Maya showed up very briefly.
Oh, yeah, that one too. Yeah. That was not the one I was thinking.
The game has Endless Waltz stuff in it, apparently.
Yeah.
Supposedly.
Kidnapped Relina and Lucas and then just fucked off.
Yeah. Hasn't shown up for the 15 hours since then.
Yeah.
Not even background hints of it showing up. Like Godzilla also hasn't shown up, but there's a slow build to that where the red dust stuff keeps happening. The fucking Rodons and stuff like that keep showing up. It's a build to Godzilla, the King of Destruction, showing up.
Yeah.
That's the whole kind of point of Singular Point.
Chapter 4 actually has Hero dealing with the red dust, which actually surprised me.
Yeah. But it's that kind of stuff I can see, because there's at least a slow build, and it has been sort of sprinkled throughout, especially there's a lot of side missions kind of tied to that stuff. But it's Endless Waltz is okay, the backstory of the game is okay, the events of main Gundam Wing have already happened. Treize is dead, sacrificed himself for the end of the war and all that kind of stuff, yada yada yada. Okay, all that shit happens. There's a lot of front-loaded Wing where you get a bunch of the Wing characters and stuff, and you run into Relina a handful of times, and Maria Maya shows up and has been gone for 2.5 chapters now.
Just in case you forgot, I'm here. Woo.
Are you?
Like, not like the kidnapping of Relina and Lacus isn't even passively mentioned at any point
Nope.
in any of the storyline stuff.
Look, Hero was gonna go after her, but then the system told him, don't.
I mean, that's fair. It's fine. Lacus will get herself out of it.
To be fair, he did need the Zero system to tell him that. He immediately knew, was like, we'll run into this again. It's just a matter of time. I unlocked my favorite assist. Favorite as a character, not as what they actually do. I love that Stalker from G Gundam
Yes.
is an assist.
I mean, he's actually pretty solid.
Yeah. My main thing with it, like, I don't know what his passive is yet because I haven't leveled him. His active, if I didn't already have everything prepped to give everyone all the morale in the fucking world, he'd be really good. As it is,
Because your mother with that mouth.
don't speak wingdings at me.
His passive, if I remember correctly, is boosting the amount of morale you get for taking a hit.
Probably.
Either way, his ability is still actually good, and the upgraded form is even better. Because the upgraded puts it to 20 morale for everything, and Pierce.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, if you're losing a lot of fight, you can go back on the ship.
I won't say if, or I don't know if this is a
Like-
give something better about Majestic Prince over Seed, but God, at least one thing consistent about all the pilots is they're all assholes.
Mostly to each other.
Yes.
Yes. Zero is the only non-asshole on his team of assholes.
And just only an asshole half the time.
Sure, and just only halftime asshole. She's actually quite non-asshole when she's not flipped.
Yeah,
Yes,
when
he
the,
is.
when the switch flips, Ange is an asshole. When they're not flipped, they're pretty normal.
I do love that there is
Relatively
Nick.
tame, actually.
And yes, there is no canon as to whether or not Ange is male or female.
No, the same
And-
character will literally go back and forth
Yes.
between the two
Yes.
different.
Yes, because nobody's sure, and it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
No one's sure, it doesn't really matter, and no one's like brave
Gonna
enough
ask.
to just outright ask. Nor does Ange do anything to correct anyone at any time, no matter what pronouns they use.
Correct. Of course, not at all helped by the fact that males, females, dogs, everyone has the same fucking face.
Yeah, Hirai has an issue.
And
still some limits. Like, no one's going to ask question if Tamaki is male or female.
Give credit where credit's due, though. At least the Majestic Prince characters' heads aren't a third the size of their entire body.
Yeah.
I
No, there's
don't
actually
know
a
what is
physical
up with
dimorphism.
that.
Strangely, there's a decent amount of physical dimorphism in the series itself, especially when you get to the cruise.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just the faces.
The
They all
fact that we only ever get Reiko, not any of the other mechanic crews,
Yeah.
Yeah.
is one of the downsides of including the Majestic Prince stuff in this game.
I
Yeah.
kind of wish each one was their own assist.
I mean, they made every
Walker.
every
Walkray.
member of Walkray
Their own
and
assist.
Y is their own
They,
assist.
they could give us 5 assists for the
Every
Majestic
member of
Prince.
Walkray, each of the 3 maids.
Yeah, I mean, the 3 maids at least make sense. They're
3
starters,
maids
and-
make
and
sense,
they're
but it's still like
effectively like OG characters of the game. But like, you did every Valkyrie. You could do 5 assists for each, mechanic team for Majestic Prince.
Yep.
Yeah.
That being said, God, please don't. I already have more assists than I can actually reasonably field.
That is the other thing I'm doing on
Yeah. Yeah, if there's a complaint about that system that I have, it's they don't give you enough assists
Yeah.
slots.
Yeah, they give you like 800 fucking assists, and they're like, you can get 9 at most at a time, and it's like, come on, man.
Yeah, that's the other thing I'm doing on front missions and relic missions.
Swapping out to the assists you don't use to get them levels.
Like
Yeah.
the only ones that are staying in are the ones that are like passive MXP credits. Because otherwise, like I have the 9 I use. They're fully leveled.
Yeah.
I have no reason to not use them on actual story missions.
I mean, that's the God's honest truth is I don't even actually use 9 of them. I use like 3.
Okay, when I say use, I think I use 3 or 4 active abilities, and everything else is just there for passives. Usually for credits or MXP.
Yeah. Oh, that's the other one that I found incredibly funny among the relic missions is the one where it's like, oh well, we got to take out all these units in the single turn, otherwise they'll do their thing and self-destruct, and it's like, oh well, that shouldn't be too much of a problem. It's like, oh no, our recon units have gone solo. It's like, wow, if only I had a unit that can one-shot these things and also has like 10 uses of the press spirit.
Like, I've got Zeal on Jet Jaguar.
Yeah. Hayate has press for 25. Not
Yes,
even.
he does.
It's like,
That's not even expensive.
no, no, it is not.
Like, at least Zeal costs enough that even now I can't spam it. Like, this is 45. I can use it more
Yeah,
than
and I think
times,
that's
but
I think that's about as cheap as Zeal ever gets is like
Yeah.
45. Yeah, Hayate has press for 25, and again is powered up enough that he can like one-shot grunt units, so he will get the press turn. I mean, it is understandable that press costs less than Zeal because it is technically that you only get the additional turn if you actually get a kill.
Yeah.
But that's not.
You're not going to use it if you're not going to get a shoot down.
use it after you go to the combat screen and see, oh, this attack will shoot down. I will use press.
Oh, also the other thing that I've done that's extremely funny to me, and like this is not a new thing to Y by any means, but it is funny to me anytime it happens, is fuck your support defend, I have second attack.
Yep.
And the second attack is still powerful enough to kill the initial target. So I get a one-shot 2 kills effectively. Because it kills the support defender, and then the second attack kills the primary target.
Alright, everyone on the bus.
Yeah, right?
That way I don't have to worry about you dying.
Yep.
I know you're about 100 levels under this map at minimum.
That is also part of the reason why on the front missions right now I'm leveling shit I don't normally use. So I have less stuff I have to throw on the bus, so it doesn't tell me, hey, you've got units that haven't gone this turn.
It'll do that for you on the bus.
As
Yeah.
well.
I can also just ignore it. It literally is just a number listed at the top. It's like, okay, as long as I know what that number is, I don't care.
It bothers me because sometimes there are units that I intended to use, and it's like,
Yeah,
okay,
but
Karen's on the field, and for whatever reason, her armor is looking exactly like an enemy, so I'm not spotting her.
Yeah, but I don't wait till they try and end turn. The game says, "Hey, you have used, you have used." I just hit the fucking bumper, so it goes to my next unit.
I
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
know you do that.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. The L1 R1
One that just
buttons
cycles through all your
will
active
cycle through
units.
active units.
Like I said,
Also, if you've got if you're in the thing where you're like in the targeting for an attack, you can L1 R1 and it'll cycle through all the units that are in range for the attack.
Yeah.
All enemies.
Ooh. I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the bumpers actually do something.
Yeah, quite literally L1 and R1. If you don't have a unit selected, L1 and R1 will cycle through active units. It will also do the same if you're in like spirit menus and shit like that too. Actually,
Yeah.
it'll cycle through spirits to unused units. And yes, if you have an attack selected and are back on the field screen to like select where you're targeting, just hitting the L1 R1 will cycle through the enemies you can actually target with that attack.
Oh boy, Argo's an ace.
Yeah, it is actually like little quality of life stuff is actually quite nice.
That is another reason I'm doing long-term.
That's not even
I wanna
good
see more ace
line.
checks.
That's been
No,
in the game for forever.
yeah, that's been in the game
This is
forever.
my
Just nobody
first.
remembers to do it ever. It's been in since at least the VXT cycle. I don't know that it was in it before that, but
The GG.
oh yeah, but those are different series. So like I know it wasn't present in at least the original Alpha game. I don't know if it got added later in the Alpha series, but sometime between then and now it got added, basically. Yeah, even then, I also don't generally haven't been putting units on the bus for the most part, just because even my at this point, even most of my backup units, like units I'm not regularly fielding, have been decently upgraded stat wise. Most of them are anywhere from like 3 to 6,
It's also
just because I've had so much fucking money, and even though there's definitely more to do with money in Y than there was in 30, I still end up with way more than I realistically need.
well, they've also been putting enemies closer to you at the start of maps as well.
Yeah, so there's no
So
no
less
longer.
of a like, okay, I'm gonna throw everyone on the bus in the first turn so I can excel and get up, and then next turn I can hop out. It's like stuff's closer. You have
We did also talk about it too. One of the other things is because press turns are no longer an inherent mechanic that's like kind of everybody just has easy access to. They are tied to either assists or literally, as far as I can tell, 2 characters in the game that have the press spirit naturally. Tactical standby is way more valuable
Yes.
as a skill. So it is actually more valuable to have a turn where a character just does nothing.
Yep. Yeah, I put the tactical standby you get whatever it is from the Gale series on Ichika, so I can just leave the ship there at the very start.
Yeah, and just get Zeal the next
Just
turn.
get Zeal turn.
What does Zeal do?
Zeal is just straight up an extra turn.
Oh, okay.
So if you use
And-
tactical
Oh,
standby,
God, he's just talking about the fact that Jaguar gets
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so tactical standby is if a unit does not do anything on their turn, doesn't move, doesn't attack, does nothing, they will get Zeal the next turn.
it's Zeal, like Expel.
Yeah, basically it stacks up a bunch of spirits, but the important one is that it gets Zeal the next turn. Now, in most previous games, this has been a dog shit ability because you're just better off just taking a turn.
Yeah.
And even if that turn is getting them on a ship to be able to move them further the next turn, that's fine. With Y, they have tended to. The maps aren't necessarily significantly smaller. They are a bit smaller than
But
most of the
there are
maps you got to 30.
enemies closer,
But
too.
enemies, generally speaking, will spawn in closer because they've been doing a lot more stuff where like enemies will spawn from like 3 sides of a map, meaning there's almost always something within range. So it is actually more useful with between that and the fact that press turns are not a thing that you just have from EXE. It's like, oh, I need 3 EXE to do this. 3 EXE is fucking free on basically everybody. It's a banned block message. Somebody trying to sell us followers.
No, talk.
And into the next cutscene.
I do also like the addition of a couple different on-sortie skills,
Yes.
like the on-sortie excel, on-sortie
Sortie gain, on sortie persist. There's still Lucky Star, which is fortune on sortie, and then once you get to level 2, it's like at 130 morale.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do wish that the on sortie ones would work like Lucky Star and had a thing where it was like, oh, if you get above it's X, Y, Z morale, you just get it every round. Because that would be sick as hell, because that would be like half my team just has Excel every turn automatically.
Yeah.
Excel and persist.
Not that they frankly don't already, because fucking 90% of units in that game have Excel in some shape. Like whether it
Is
be
it-
whether
Azura, please imagine yourself with clothes on.
Please.
No.
in my mind it's always Nikki time.
Are you imagining Gridman without clothes? Yes, he does not wear clothes. Gridman, don't do this to him.
But yeah, like tactical standby in most previous games has just not been really terribly great, because it is almost always more beneficial to have them at least move
Yeah.
than it is to just do nothing in a round. But between the fact that press turns are a much more rare thing, and the fact that there's generally speaking going to be usually enemies within a decent range of you, at least if there's not right now, there is a decent chance that by next turn there will be, because a lot of the additional spawns trigger off of like 2 or 3 units being
you can
killed.
send like the units that can reach stuff right off the bat up to kill that stuff. Well, some units don't reach anything and just be moving up anyways. So you can just chill, let enemies move forward,
And then they'll
and
have
then
to,
double turn
yeah,
next turn.
it makes tactical standby a lot more valuable, to the point where I've actually bought several of them to put on people as well, just for people that have like lower move.
Well, there's also turns where it's like, okay, no, based on this map, more stuff
Someone's
is
going to
gonna
spawn over here. I'm not going to send a unit all the way to the other
Like,
side.
I'm gonna like these units are fine where they are. They'll finish. Oh, hey, look, there's wait the next turn out. Oh, some enemies died on counterattack. Hey, look, there's a bunch more spawns. Now I have a couple units that have double turns next turn because they didn't do anything.
Yeah.
It seems to have a lot of missions that do like second wave spawns after like 2 or 3 or 4 enemy deaths, which almost always happen on enemy counterattacks. So many like, oh, you counterattacked an enemy, time to spawn a half the map.
Yeah, and so then they spawn in and immediately get their turns,
Yeah.
which I don't mind that
Oh, it's
much,
fine.
because generally speaking, what's spawning in is not dangerous enough that them spawning in and immediately getting a turn is going to actually cause me issue.
It's just the amount of times it has happened where it's been like, oh, hey, here's like these like 2 new units. Here's some enemies from the fight. Oh, you moved up and killed like one of them, or like it's early on, so you're not killing them in one shot. So you like weaken that one down, then killed that one. You weaken those 2, and then they come and attack you on counterattack. And hey, here's the your forces and like 20 more enemies. Have fun.
I will say the one thing I wish Y would stop doing is like having scenarios where they do a whole thing, whether it's a pre-mission thing or not or whatever, but then they have the like spawn stuff come up, but it's basically spawn the ships, then have like a line of dialogue, and then spawn your units. It's like, just
Yeah.
fucking let me.
Let me pick them both at the same time, and then you can just split or delay placing the units until your line of dialogue.
Or just place them all into your line of dialogue.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't fucking matter most of the time. It's like fucking whatever, man.
Gridman visited me while I was naked in my mind. Told me to head out here. I don't know what's going on. See, I don't believe that's actually Anj. They had a normal face in the middle of combat. There we go. Dude, combination of that. I'm going to assume those are all the others awakened members. We'll get to see that in the movie. A lot of damage.
That's probably fine.
I think it's the nicest thing Tamaki's ever said to him.
Okay. Back to the enemy's turn.
It just happens.
They spawn new things to blow up immediately when they come into contact.
Yeah.
Alright, now you're max. Hey, what do you do?
Kill.
Full combination, Rarest Formation Plus, got it. Let's see, so you're level 20, you're level 16, you're level 20, you're level 44, and just all the way up at 46. Got it. You guys are useless.
Healed them at all, of course.
Alright, so let's finish the buff.
That is one thing I am definitely not looking forward to in our on-stream playthrough of Super Robot Wars Y.
What's that?
Guarantee you the MIDI version of Ekanai Borderline is gonna fucking kill me.
It's all right. For a short bit, I actually switched all the DLC music back to the regular just to hear what it would sound like when we're streaming it. And there's a reason it was for a short while. Like when I got to that mission, I was still doing that, and had to, like it started playing Ekanai Borderline, and I'm like, oh, I can't turn I'll hear what the MIDI sounds like, but I can't not play this. That being said, I do kind of wish they had a toggle so that if you had not played it before, you could just toggle it to not be the DLC music, specifically for if you're streaming. Because it defaults to the DLC music if you have the DLC.
Yes.
So if you haven't seen a thing from that series yet, you just get it.
Yes.
I also know devs don't tend to care that much about streamers in that regard.
No.
So, yeah.
Of course he goes. Well, let's see what you can do anyways. Spirit, soul. Sounds good, no else.
Killer.
Yeah.
And if that doesn't work, you Zeal and hit her again.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, y'all gotta stop. I cannot be everybody's Lamada. Hold a fucking meeting, get some bagels, figure out whose Lamada I am, and it's one of you. Not like 6. 1.
In our culture, we can all want to fuck you. I mean, kill you.
Is there a difference?
That was a death scream.
I'm just gonna go over here now. I'm done.
Yep, my job's done. I'm going back to bed. Also, that's a girl.
Yes.
Yes.
I understand your confusion.
What I really want as a cheat is just a no hair mode for every character in Majestic Prince. Just make this
God.
extra hard.
Even with no hair,
no.
you would not be confused as to Tamaki's gender.
Yeah,
She's
no,
the only one.
no.
though.
She is the only one that's
Yeah,
correct.
no hair and monochrome, so you can't tell the colors either.
Yeah. No. Tamaki without hair just looks like Nicole from C. It'd be just as confusing. So,
Tamaki's visibly stacked.
Yes.
no, I mean from face up, specifically face.
They all look the same in the face. They have one fucking face.
No. He draws
That's the
two
point.
faces. He draws two faces. He has the face he has for masculine men like Mula Flaga, and then everyone else.
It's like we said when we were doing the fucking seed stuff in G-Gen, and it's like, on the one hand, I don't see how anyone could be surprised that the two of them are siblings. On the other hand, I can't say they look alike. Everybody looks alike.
Good times.
No. The real challenge is do genericized clothing on Tamaki and Inugami Korone.
I mean, yeah, if you put Tamaki into like Corone's clothes.
She's just fucking Korone. Lelouch, you, of all people, do not get to decide who does and does not get called a fucking hero. Get back in the box.
I kind of like him and why. Just because.
Go back to C's world. Get fucking ghost murdered. Nobody wants you here.
Don't even get this.
Correct.
Yeah. I'll two-thirds on. Now we have Red 5 Plus. I don't think I have to do anything with because I think it's grade 2 Red 5.
Correct.
Yeah.
It's an option parts thing.
Yeah.
It is literally the same unit. It is just you either put on the plus parts or not, essentially.
Yeah.
We do have enough MXP to get another.
Yeah, we do. Right, AOS. House. Sure.
I mean, pick one.
We can look at the same one.
Check onboard missions real quick. See.
Don't think we do.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we're pretty much done with onboard missions. So I think it was Dreamers Forever and then
I believe so. Let me check the list real quick. But yeah, I think Heaven and World is the one that locks us into like whole progression
thing. Yeah.
Yes. So we want to do Operation Heaven's Gate. Or
Oh, I already did that, but yeah.
Yeah, basically, as soon as we do Heaven and sorry, hold on. As soon as we do Heaven and World, we then cannot do anything other than Endless Dream, Heart to Heart, Above the Angels, Halo, The Angels Ascend, to a Future Filled with Light. That's kind of locks us into a whole chain.
Yeah. Right. Let's finish off this Elgine plot thing.
Oh no, I don't know how we're going to manage that secret requirement in Heaven and World. Ernie must either defeat Wyver or have a score of 100 plus by the end of the mission.
Nothing can be done.
He has a score of 300. Can I get the secret 3 times?
All right, well, let me double check, make sure he has a score of 100 plus, which is yes. How do you have to look at it?
I was like, I think he's had a score of 100 plus since like chapter 3.
Thing is, look at him explode. It doesn't. Oh right, you're here too.
Took away.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not sure if I'm getting in why.
Depends how many times you let Dalba shoot him down.
That's the reason why I don't think so.
This is probably the most obvious one when it comes to how to get in.
It was more
As far
of
as
I wasn't caring about counterattacks early on. So I was like, he would attack someone and get himself killed.
Also, as I've already stated, I don't really care about secrets in my first playthrough since we don't know how to unlock them, and I'm going to have to do a second playthrough anyways.
Yeah, that's why I'm not stressed about it. Him, Burn. Hey, I'm pretty sure I'm not any. And yeah, I'm definitely waiting for the 2 DLC while they're doing the second run.
Alright, you guys can handle those flanks. Okay.
So, parts are perhaps. I just checked my available parts both in the shop and in my. I do not have a part that gets that extra. Hey,
Might have been a bonus part for doing something or another.
possible. There's also, I think, some enemies have not guaranteed drops.
Not exactly. I think there are conditional drops based on certain things, but
三人衆マスターランチャーを出すぞ。叩く。もらったー。勝利と敗北は紙一重だ。
Oh no, that guy I don't remember. Yeah, that other guy I didn't remember.
Was Elgime in one of the other recent ones we've played on stream?
No, I think this is actually the first game it's in Y as well.
Yeah, this is I'm pretty sure this is the mainline series debut for Elgime. I don't know if it's been in the mobile games or not, but I'm pretty sure this is the first like main or been in.
I'm
Bum, bum,
shocked.
bum.
No, I'm Spartacus.
That being said, you would be forgiven for confusing Elgime with Dunbean. They're very similar.
Less bugs in this one.
I would say it's not so much the bug, but the characters absolutely. Though their outfits are definitely different. It says RW. First appearance was 4. has been in F, Compact, GC, Operation Extend.
I was wrong. There's been other stuff then.
So it's been well, it's an old series. It's not surprising it was in your. It has not been anything recent until 30. At least not. Yeah, I didn't think that 30 was its first appearance simply because of how old Elgheim is. Then again, I think Magic Knight Rayearth was also an old series that only recently ended up in.
Jaydecker debuted in 30, and it's from like 1993.
Baker was the first.
While that's true, Elgheim was what, 70s, 80s?
I mean, in a practical sense, for a game release in the 2020s, there's very little difference between mid 80s and early 90s.
Either way, you are talking about a 30-plus-year-old series.
That's fair. I'm just saying. I am more surprised that Jaydecker took so long to show up. But I suspected that Elgheim was in an earlier game because of how old it was. I kind of wish you'd kept the look.
No.
Honestly, it would have been so much better. I am really curious to actually watch Elgheim just to see what it is without the other SRW stuff being.
Similar plot, a lot more death.
Well, yes. I'm surprised that there's a death of a character and why.
No, they leave the occasional one in, especially ones that are just hard to avoid.
Yeah.
There are more things for me to blow up?
Yay! We love blowing things up.
You like?
I was gonna say, don't do anything reckless, like piloting a heavy metal. Wait, does that mean you intend to leave him alive? Also, it's exceptionally nice of them to line up for you like that.
Yeah. Find all they need, but
Oh, in relation to an earlier conversation we were having, there is actually one good use for combining to make Kaiser Grid Knight that is negated by a power point. A power pipe. It instantly fills energy. So you can just blow, like, without the power part of the hyper generator, you just blow through Dynezonon's like highest attacks, get him down to like 10, 20 energy, whatever. Combine him, and the combined unit has full energy. However, like I said, once you get the hyper generator, you just slap that on Dynezonon and they have him go full power every turn.
Also, you know what else just has full energy? Another fucking unit on the field.
びくともしないぞ永久かゾンダーと原始くらいの違いはありそうだな
I'd say counterpoint missions that go long, but missions don't go long.
証人
Like, I haven't quite gotten to the point where I can one turn, like, major story missions. But that's because I haven't used the exploit. It is very sad you can just not auto-field Kaiser Grid Knight. Because you can level, or not level, you can upgrade Kaiser Grid Knight, which applies all those upgrades to both.
He is making this up as he goes. So nice having wall on everyone. I don't have to worry about defense. I know that Oyo attack I totally saw coming. You're asking for too much movement from this guy.
No.
No, not at all. I could probably boss Borat for the next 4 turns for all that matters. Oh, sure, now he regenerates. Oh no, everyone will take insignificant damage again.
Oh, no mobility down. You're no match for me. I missed. Shit.
使ってやるからもっとよこせ。ああ、これならしきれる。
おとなしく降伏しておれば見逃してやったものを。
see, what else do you want for you?
Kill like overkill.
Supreme has Zimmerman coded and all. Okay. Oh, that's available. Yeah, any last enemy. Alright. Finish this off then. My god, she exploded.
Nothing can be done. No one's counting on the way. Already made up my mind. I'm going to put Lilith in charge.
That's probably better than the Federation forces.
Oh, absolutely.
I guess based on that, they don't go to the actual ending of Elgon. Just goes home and takes care of his mentally fucked up sister.
Yeah, I would assume so.
And every other character basically goes their own way. He ends up basically back where he started the very start. Just back home.
Right. This with just the base path at this point. A couple onboard missions. And base chat for Olive. We just got Olive.
I was going to say, because Holiday joined, and it has a score higher than 70.
By default.
Yeah. Why may Chit be that? Because the last 3 characters I've recruited have shown up with a score of 69. Nice. So I don't know if they do show up with higher than that.
They do.
Okay.
They do.
Army from the Stars. Yeah, since I don't think we really want to get into the giant ass line that is that one right now.
No.
Let's just finish this onboard mission.
Yeah.
I got enough. Fine, Doljana, etc. Okay. Title.
My arms hurt.
I bet. I saw when you were starting to carve into that thing.
Yeah.
Like, that's a heavy piece of meat.
For the audience at home, Balgard has been pulling for.
Yes,
May or may not be.
I have spent the past roughly 40 minutes turning a 7-pound pork shoulder roast into pork slop.
This
Extremely delicious pork slop. Got red onions in there too.
Ooh.
cooked it in
It
Merlot.
certainly smells good.
Yeah.
Cooked it in Merlot with some. Did one bottle of the barbecue sauce to cook it in, and then another one as I was pulling and tearing it. Got sautéed red onions, paprika, cayenne, salt, pepper, ginger, and garlic.
How many times do we have to kill you, Klein?
Bulldozer forever.
Who the fuck are you?
I mean, I know because I've watched the series.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I
But
know.
he's about that important.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like I know who he is. I don't know why we should give a fuck about him.
Indistinguishable from every other Wolgaroo, and for that matter, every blonde human.
I was gonna say, that's not true. We have one Walgaroo who is very distinctive. Because he's a troll doll.
The vagina head, yeah. Even got a clitoral hood.
I should just pick on the bus. If you're gonna move next to me, you have the courtesy of attacking, so I don't have to worry about it on next turn. Yeah, like that.
There's some weird thing about distance calculations and move and shoot weapons for enemies.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think they're programmed to get as close to you as possible, but if they don't have a move and shoot weapon with a range of 1, it means they hug you and do nothing.
Something like that. Or
Yeah.
it's like they prioritize using the strongest weapon that they can get in range for, but they don't take into effect whether or not that weapon has move and shoot, essentially, because it's like there'll be sometimes where they will move up like 3 and shoot at you, and then one that was like 1 space closer will move up all the way to you and then just stand there.
Like they decide what weapon they want to use before doing any movement.
Basically.
And sometimes throw themselves in a position they can't use it.
Something along those lines. Like, I don't think anyone's done a complete AI algorithmic breakdown for this one. I know in previous Super Robot Wars games, that was essentially one of the factors, was it was basically they would prioritize the strongest weapon that you were quote-unquote in range of between their movement and the weapon range, and also close to the closest distance because there is actually hit bonuses for being closer. But yeah, did not take into account at all if a weapon was able to be used after moving. it does mean that once you understand their ranges and behavior like that, you can manipulate the hell out of the AI in these games, but
It would be interesting if different enemies had different quirks like that.
they do insofar as obviously different enemy units have different like equipment. So like the Wolgaroo, dudes obviously are different than like the Poseidon forces are different
Yeah.
than whatnot. And I will say that there are some usually named characters that do have some specific AI overrides. Like for instance in Y, Burn will always prioritize going after Show, even if there are other units that are closer.
There's a number of ones
which
like that.
is 100% accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, they're like they do a lot of like rival stuff where it's like, oh, they will actually if the option is between a unit that is closer that they can hit harder or the unit that is their like rival but it's further away and they can only use a weaker weapon, they will still prioritize going after the rival unit.
Yeah.
Doesn't that mean that basically every freaking named enemy in Dunbean is going after Show because basically
No.
everyone thinks of themselves as Show's
No,
rival?
not all of them have that actual AI thing. Specifically, Burn does. Burn does.
I
and
mean,
think
Bird's is the most obvious.
Burn
but-
does and Todd does. I don't think
Yeah.
any of the other named ones actually have that override.
Yeah, I've seen them ignore Show to go after someone else.
It is specifically Burn and Todd.
Literally everyone who shows up takes one look at Show and decides I'm going to get fuck with that guy.
Likewise for like Elgheim, it is only specifically Gable that will go after Daba ahead of anyone else. Even though a bunch of the named characters from Elgheim are like, oh, Daba Myrode, I have a vendetta against you, but they won't actually specifically go after him. Only Gable will do that.
Yeah, Elder Troll Doll.
Yeah. And why each of the members of the Aerial Knights actually have a specific member of Valkyrie or Delta Flight they will go after.
That makes sense. Yeah. I haven't watched far enough into Deltas. How true that is to the show. I've only seen one rivalry, which is
There's really only like two that really crop up.
White Knight versus Shinigami.
Yeah, White Knight versus Reaper, and technically there's a decent rivalry between Bogue and Hayate.
Oh, okay.
That's kind of a lesser background thing and more just
I just got to the plot point where they discover that combined apple and water equal bad.
yes. This is how VAR syndrome is spread. Oh no, you hit the Mazen.
Yep. And everyone has walls, so it's
Even less significant than the already insignificant it would be.
yes. I decided the game wasn't easy enough, so I put Boss Borat out on assists. Yeah, because just wall to everyone.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Actually, genuinely one of the better assists in Y.
It's probably the second best pure combat one behind Orgo.
I'm talking about in Y.
Oh, why?
Yeah, because he does smash.
Yes.
Ah.
I was gonna say, he doesn't do one. What is it?
Yeah, he does guaranteed crit that stacks with Valor and Soul,
Yeah.
which is another spirit that very few units have themselves.
But it is ridiculous when they do have it.
Yes, it is absolutely ridiculous when they do have it. But again, it's only like I think 2 or 3 pilots in the entire game actually get smashed naturally.
Yeah.
In much the same way that there are literally only 2 pilots in the entire game that actually get press.
Well, I'm very happy with Bread of Souls on Dynazima.
Yeah.
Great for it.
And just think, if you get the special Natazanon, you'll have even more.
I don't know what you need to get that. I think he is locked back in.
it's a whole that one is actually like a whole sequence. It's not super complicated, but it is not as simple as just always beat the rival with XYZ character.
The rival's a lot harder to activate from, considering how Dynezenon works.
I mean, it would just be whatever the primary kaiju is, whatever the main kaiju being piloted by the kaiju team would be. And in the instances when they have multiple of them, it's just any of the like special kaiju, just take them out with Nazenon, fine, whatever. But no, Nazenon Relive is best as anyone can tell, keeping in mind that we still don't have confirmation on the most of the unlocks in this. But specifically, before beginning mission 7-4, you have to have both Galma and Grid Knight with a score of 70 plus. Then shoot down a specific enemy in that mission with Kaiser Grid Knight, and then they will join the.
That's simple.
Well, assuming that they are fielded in that mission, because that's another thing that actually is the biggest thing with the rival unlocks, the secret unlocks in Y, is they have a much higher tendency of not actually auto fielding, like Daba or Sho or whoever, in missions where they're going to spawn in later. As opposed to like in 30, there was like only a small handful of missions where I had to be like, hey, you need to make sure to field this person in this mission so we can get the point. Most of the time, if it's like, you need to shoot down this person with this person, they actually do auto field.
Yeah. It tends to be pretty obvious who's going to be in what mission, mostly because there's things that
less so
tie
in
each
Y.
other, but
Yeah, the most common ones I've seen in this tend to be cases of like. Often it was for Katagina points, where it's like
they don't
Katagina's going to show up halfway through this mission with some forces.
They don't auto field
but it's not a victory Gundam mission for the most part, so Yuzo's not on it.
Yeah. Why changes it up insofar as there are not a lot of missions that are specific to the plot line of a given series. So it's not like, this is an L-Guy mission. It's obvious that there's going to be a thing. This is a Dunbean mission, so it's going to be a thing. Because a lot of what happens typically is because they all kind of joined up into the one great big stupid League of Evil, they all just kind of show up for everything, but you can never be sure. It's like, there's going to be like 3 waves that spawn, and the first wave is going to be like, I don't know, kaiju, and then the second wave is going to be the Stellaration, and the third wave is going to be fucking, I don't know, Nightmare Frames. Like, you never, it's kind of a scatter shot. So it's not usually as easy to tell, like, this mission I need to make sure to bring, like, Daba because, fucking Poseidon forces are going to show up later on.
The most egregious one in this game was the mission where Uso and someone else, like, escaped from the fucking Zanskar Empire, like, in other units.
Yes.
They you have that whole little, like, sub-mission where they're out. Then they go back. They go back into the unit selection. Then you choose units to deploy again. And there's a Katagina appearance there that gets a point.
Yep. Yes, because it did pre-deploy Uso because of the pre-mission, but for the main mission, it does not.
It does not. It's like...
Anyways, that's going to do it for us for today here on Sound Goblin Gaming with our Super Robot Sunday playthrough of Super Robot Wars 30. Thank you all for joining us as always. We're actually going to be taking tomorrow off from Digimondays, so a little bit of break there. But we'll be back on Thursday with more D&D in Hindsight, which we are coming up on the end of the 3.5 stuff, though I think mathematically we're going to be close to the end of the year.
Yeah, somewhere close to the end of the year. Don't
It kind of depends on how many times you're able to get through multiple books in a night, basically.
I haven't been doing multiple books
It's
for a while, but
as you get to some of the ones towards the end, there's some that don't have that much content.
We also do some non-book content.
Yeah. But yeah, so it should carry us through probably to close to the end of the year, maybe a little bit into the new year. It kind of depends on what's left to go through and how much you feel like talking about some of the stuff that came out at the very tail end of 3.5, because there's not a whole lot to some of them. Then we'll be right back here next Sunday with more Super Robot Wars 30. Until then, I've been Bograt.
I've been Hunter Green.
and I'm Vincent.
Have a good one, y'all.